again. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. A very quick one today because I got a mini haul. I woke up on Sunday, I was meant to work. I'm still going to work maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, but I was just a bit down, you know, February blues. And I thought, what better than to drive about an hour, hour and a half to my favourite secondhand bookshop. And I did that, and I've just got back, and I've got 7 books, and I love it there. I could buy a lot more. Prices are generally really good. I usually get A format paperbacks, but I actually got more hardbacks. So I've got 4 hardbacks, 3 paperbacks, and I'd like to show you them now. But yeah, the bookshop is Baggins Book Bazaar, which is in Rochester in Kent. I think it's Kent. And it's touted as the biggest secondhand bookshop in the UK, I think, and it really does live up to its name. It's fantastic, and I always find something, and then I usually go for a tea or a coffee somewhere, and then drive home. So a lovely Sunday. Anyway, let's get to it. So in no particular order, or the best one I am leaving till the end. So 3 hardbacks. 3 A format paperbacks. So a Sphere. The black covers always seem to last better in terms of condition. This is a really good condition. Slightly, kind of a few little chips on the back, but it looks unread. A little bit of browning. This was £2.50, and I've never heard of it. I've never heard of Paul Abelman, The Twilight of the Vilp, but I will always buy these small, thin Sphere A format paperbacks if they're a good price and if they're in good condition. So Vilp's hero Clive Witt is a novelist in search of a hero for his new novel. He advertises for suitable applicants. From 73 replies, he selects 3. Professor Guthrie Pidge, a zoologist, Pad D. Murphy, an Irish-Burmese peasant, and Henry Glebe, the inventor of the renowned earth borer. Actually sounds pretty interesting. I do like books, especially sci-fi books, that have authors in them, or something about books in the book, because obviously reading and books is my ting. So really good, really happy with that one. £2.50, and obviously I'm there already, so you could probably get similar. I haven't checked, but probably similar online, but always good out in the wild to have a flick through and find things like that. Now, this is an interesting one because I didn't really know anything about this. So I collect Coronet as well, 70s Coronet. And this is Richard Avery, The Expendables, The Death Works of Kratos. And there were more of these. They had 2 and 3, I think, and multiple copies. But this was the best condition one, and I did want to just get one, because I didn't really know anything about it. Really interesting. It looks kind of more modern, and it's kind of I didn't really understand why Richard Avery, The Expendables, but now I understand because I had a look when I was recording it on my spreadsheet. It's Edmund Cooper. Richard Avery is Edmund Cooper, and I didn't know that. And again, I've got a lot of Edmund Cooper, but haven't read it. So again, £2.50, can't really go wrong. 1975, and I think it's a bit kind of pulpy space adventure type thing. They were the Expendables, some genuine volunteers, others not. They were the chosen ones, the people who had been selected to travel far into space and find new planets for human colonization. Now, I think Kratos is the first planet, and I presume that's a death worm. And then I think there's 4 in the series, and they go to other planets, but pretty good. I didn't know, so now I know that Richard Avery is Edmund Cooper, so that's part of my Edmund Cooper collection. £2.50. You'll know in my last haul I got quite a bit of Philip Jose Farmer, and again I haven't read it, and I do want to read To Scattered Bodies Go. But I saw this in Sphere, again very good condition. Again looks unread, slight browning, a slight kind of movement of the text block there, and then there's a couple of pages that are kind of misaligned, but I don't have this one. So Philip Jose Farmer, The Alley God. That was £3.50, I presume, because it was slightly, I think maybe they do it on pages, but it's a slightly higher page count, 200 or so. And maybe it's because of the condition again. Philip Jose Farmer demonstrates in these 3 short novels. Okay, so it's 3 novelettes. The ability that has made him one of America's best-selling science fiction. So The Alley Man, The Captain's Daughter, and The God Business. So definitely something I will read at some point. And Philip Jose Farmer is someone I will read at some point. Fantastic cover. Yeah, it doesn't look like science fiction. It looks like some kind of horror hell bound, but really good condition. And again, as I said many times, the perfect thing for my retirement library, the type of book. Okay, now to kind of some kind of stranger things. Now, not stranger things, but I think I've showed you before that I've got this very nice, let me just find a few examples. I think they're probably the best examples. So I also collect Sci-Fi Book Club when I pick them up for good prices. And there's a few different variations through the ages, but I do like these kind of, I think they're late 70s but early 80s. I do like these ones. So yeah, 1982. Like, incredibly simple, but kind of, again, nice things, good condition, read in an afternoon, 200 page. But I kind of like the design, very simplistic, kind of old school computery. So I've got a few of these already. So it's just some examples. Dream of Kinship, Richard Cooper, Under Heaven's Bridge, Ian Watson and Michael Bishop. They, again, not very good. This one didn't get very good reviews, but it's good to have. And then this one, look at that. Mardoc, Ronald McQueen. Look at that cover. It's like basic. It's like someone's just got the computer for the first time and managed to trace over a picture in paint or something. So yeah, whenever I see these for a good price, these were $5, $6, $5 or something like that. That one was $4. That's a very good deal. I picked them up. So I saw this. Joe Bannister, The Winter Plane, slightly discoloured, but the perfect thing. Now this was £10, so I need to see if this is slightly rarer or just, you know, the pricing was a bit off. But again, very similar artwork, basic, black lined. The Garden City of Chad was an oasis in a barren land. So really good condition, 1982 I think it was. Lovely smell. And yeah, Robert Hale, but Sci-Fi Book Club. So at some point when I do have my retirement library in a room that can has the capacity for these, I will have a very good Sci-Fi Book Club section, and those are the ones I probably will be my reading copies, take the dust jacket off, etc. So that was my first hardback purchase. Now, I think I've said to you before that I always look out for Dobson science fiction. I don't see it a lot, especially out in the wild. I don't see it very much at all. So Dennis Dobson, so kind of late 60s. And I found this. I didn't realise it was sci-fi. Obviously, it does tell me on the side, but not the best condition. But I think I can clean this up a bit. A lot of it is kind of just grimy. But The Glass Cage by Kenneth W. Hessler. Again, never heard of it. Good deal. Well, £7, which I think is a good deal for a late 60s hardback. Let me just check. I think it's late 60s. Most of these are late 60s. Yeah, so it's Arcadia House, by Dobson, 1969. And yeah, after the earth was laid waste by biological warfare, a few escaped and sought refuge in a glass cage of TAL, a computer society. Others left on the outside decided to send a spy inside the cage to report what could be done to free the humans in TAL, but the spy himself was trapped without any means of escape or even any memory of the mission on which he had been sent. So very interesting. So the glass cage is a post-apocalyptic kind of haven, and things go awry by the sounds of it. So I think I've got like 2 or 3, maybe more, Dobson. They can be very expensive in good condition, but again, I like them. Very similar to the Sci-Fi Book Club. Small, hardback, you know, £7. I wasn't going to say no. Now, the next one is a strange one, and I ummed and ahed about buying it, mainly because it's 90s, and I very rarely buy 90s secondhand sci-fi. But it was in such good condition. It looks like a book club, and it's an author that I don't know much about, but I really want to know more about. So just look at the back. It seems like sci-fi book club, right? But C.J. Cherry's Tri-Point, and it's BCA. Which is that Book Club of America? It might be. So it might be an equivalent. Mackey's, printed in Great Britain by Mackey's of Chatham. So copyright 1994, this edition published 1995. So modern, but a lovely book. I can see me again sitting on the veranda with something like this. The great powers are at peace, but private conflicts are eternal. Witness the blood feud between the merchant ship Sprite, crewed by several hundred member Hawkins family, and Corinthian. So it's kind of space opera-y, maybe Ben Bovary, Rock Rats type kind of thing. But yeah, again, I think I picked that up because it was cheap as well. Yeah, so £4.50. It's got someone's name in it as well. James Bishop, May 95. Kept in very good condition, James. So yeah, 90s, don't normally buy. And actually on my spreadsheet, I highlight anything after 1980 just so that I can see it, because it's kind of out of my sweet spot. But can't go wrong with that, really. So the last one, this was actually the first book I picked up in the shop. So when you go into the shop, on the left is kind of the general fiction, but it's kind of the good stuff or the better stuff. And I always have a look around there. I actually picked up a Ballard paperback, and I picked up a Joanna Russ paperback, and they're always like £10 plus because it's the good stuff. Now I saw this, and the reason I really looked at this, let me just turn that light on again on my screen. The reason I looked at this is I'm sure I saw someone online talking about it and saying it was good, and I think I remember seeing this edition, but Heliconia Spring, Brian Aldiss, which I think is the first of a series. I think you can get in Sci-Fi Masterworks the whole like Heliconia now, but this is Jonathan Cape, and I don't have any Jonathan Cape, and I know people really like Jonathan Cape hardbacks. So this was a bit more expensive, and as I say, it was like on literally one of the first shelves I looked at, and I saw Brian Aldiss, and I thought, okay. And there's a couple of other ones, but fantastic condition. It's got one of those plastic sheets on, which helps. Beautiful cover, just a beautiful object, and it is one of those ones that I will probably buy or would have bought in Sci-Fi Masterworks anyway. But this is the first volume of the Heliconia trilogy, a monumental saga which goes beyond anything yet created by this master among today's imaginative writers. An entire solar system is revealed, and with it a world disturbingly reflecting our own, Heliconia, an Earth-like planet where dynasties change with the seasons. So, proper, in my opinion. I don't know if I might even pay too much, but I'm not worried. £18, first edition. It's not the second printing, it's the first printing. So I personally think that's a really good deal for what it is. And that's from, I think, 1980, isn't it? Maybe slightly later. 1982. So first edition, hardback, 1982, Jonathan Cape, £18. So I'm really happy with that. That was, my best purchase. So, not bad. If every Sunday was like that, I'd be a happy man. Unfortunately, I now have to work. And I'm still waiting for some bags as well. So I like to bag all of my paperbacks, and they're like hen's teeth at the moment, the BCW paperback bags. So I'm waiting for some to arrive. But anyway, that's my mini book haul, and I'll see you again. Please like, subscribe, and all that malarkey. And take care. Cheers.